Five, six, seven, eight. Welcome to another episode of Boba Break. Again, I have Maggie, Shavana, Xiaomin, Luau.
Hello, how's it going?
Wow,
Back again.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, not like we just saw each other for an hour, huh?
Shit. All right, all right. So this, because we talked about how. I talked to you off of it beforehand for like a brief moment, but let's talk about regrets.
hmm
All right. Since we talked about how uh we were doing the school shit, having the motivation, but you talked about how I always start shit while you don't start it because I don't know what was your reasoning about like
It
not
was, it's
starting.
just, it's easy to think about starting, but it's hard to actually perform the action of starting.
Yeah. So the thing is regrets that, and I had a lot of thought about it during 2020. There was only one thing I regretted not doing from like 2020 or like 2019. Like, and I don't have regrets in my life that I,
Wow, that must be
that
great.
that I could think of, because so that's why I like to do the things I do right now. So not having regrets, even if it fails, it's better to know that it failed than saying, what if I actually did it? Would it have popped off? Would it have failed? So with that mindset, that's why I like to do a lot of the things I do, or like set out the goals that I want to do. So speaking on top of that, what made you not pursue the things that you have in mind or the ideas you have? Is it because you don't want to
Well,
do it?
yeah, okay. I think this is a hard topic, but I feel like a huge part of it is fear of failure. It really is. It's like I can't handle not doing something correctly, like well, and I also cannot handle rejection well. So those are like the two major things that probably stop me from starting anything or like pursuing anything. But I think it's also like the past couple of years, it's been like very different for me. Like I think in the past, like if you talk to me like 4 years previously, I would probably have a different mindset than I do now. Like I would be even more scared to do things then than I would be now. Like now it's just like a matter of like time and money. Because I also try to like live with that mindset of like trying to not regret anything and just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, just to know like what could happen if I did it, which is also like a huge reason why I'm just like jumping right into like internships for the music industry right now. Like no matter like what it is, I'll just like try it, you know? Like even if it's not like something that I would probably see myself doing in like 5 years, I want to just like try it out to see maybe that's like something that I would want to pursue. Like I just don't want the chances that I have to not be there anymore. So in the past couple of years I've really been working on that. But if you're talking to me about like regrets that I've had like in years before, there's a lot that we could go into probably.
We can save that for later. Let's talk about how what can change your mentality on being able to accept failures and rejection.
Keep getting rejected and keep failing.
Okay,
Like
then but for you, but like for you, right? You don't like to fail or get rejected.
yeah,
That's why you're scared to approach things. So that's why you avoid them. But you can't
yeah.
get rejected or fail if you don't approach it.
If you
So
don't do it right,
you're putting yourself in the paradox.
yeah, I'm just stuck. I'm like, what advice do you have
So
for me?
that's why I'm asking. Like, what can you what do you think you can do to overcome that?
I mean, okay, it's like the same question all over again, right? Like, how do we just start things? You just start it. How do I just get over the fear of rejection and failure? You just start getting rejected and start failing, which is the same thing as like just start it.
Yeah. So why can't you start your that's what I'm trying to get at. Why can't you just start
It's
the
a mental
ideas that you
block.
have?
It's a mental block. It really is. It's always like you're so close to like starting it or you're so close to doing something. And then like that little voice in your head just keeps reminding you that like there's so many ways this could go wrong.
Yeah.
And then you think otherwise. You're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll hold off
But
until
that's
next
the
week, or
thing.
maybe I'll hold off until then.
But that's the thing. If you don't do it, let's say 20, 30 years down the line, you're gonna regret like, why didn't I start this? Like, let's say it's $1 billion company idea, right? You're like,
Yeah.
wow, this one person did it. I had the idea, but I didn't start it. Why didn't you start it? Why do you have the regret? You know, like that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying. That's what I'm trying to
I
get
don't know
at.
how to overcome it. I'm trying to find ways myself.
Well, all right. Coming from me, right? I've been failing my entire life. So a lot of my success comes from failures. A lot of the things I've learned are from failures. Back then, I had I was bad. I was bad at school. Basically, elementary, I was bad, except for math. I was really good at math. That's why I chose engineering. But
Yeah.
English, all that trash. High school. Luckily, I got into one of the best high schools in our city.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Sure.
I called that a fresh start, right?
Yeah.
So I started to understand more, but I still been failing. That's when I learned to start asking for help. How can I stop failing?
Uh-huh.
See, you were one of those helps I asked for. See, that's why I was like,
Did you?
so ask for help, and then I was like, okay, but what's the next step? How can I improve upon this? How can I get better? That's why I keep learning throughout. I was like, not that I'm failing. Is what's limiting me is how much can I fail and before I should ask for help to keep learning and
Mhm.
improving. So that's why I always say that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, stop thinking about failing. Think about how you can learn from your failures.
Yeah.
So like just start whatever the
No,
fuck you
I
want to do.
100%
Just
agree.
start it. Just start
I
it. Like what
100% agree.
like what okay,
It's
what's
that
gonna
mental block.
just think of the mental block as a wall, right?
It is a wall that I'm
Right?
trying to
But
overcome.
for every friend that supports you, think of them as a ladder. For each ladder you have, you could climb over that wall.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
hey, I'm here to support you. Do whatever the fuck you want. Let me know what you need help on.
Yeah, I will.
All
That's
right.
yeah,
If you need a fucking motivational speaker, I'll be here to motivate you. I'm like, there you go, Maggie. I'll be your hype man. There you go,
yes,
Maggie. Do that shit. So
definitely. I'm telling you, 2021 is my year
is
where
your
I
year?
start thinking differently.
Okay. What's your? Do you have like a New Year's resolution or whatever?
I mean, I started journaling this year.
The
And
fuck is journaling? Is
it's
this same
like,
as diary?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty similar. But it's a hybrid of like a bullet journal that I keep and like my journal entries, you
The
know?
fuck is a
So
bullet journal?
it's like, you have like the month laid out, like what events you have going on in the month, and then like the week laid out, what tasks you need to do every day during that week, and then you check it off as you go along, and then you pre-plan for every week.
Oh,
It's like a planner, except you kind of like,
is it like one of those big ass calendar? No.
I mean, no.
Okay.
I mean, I can show you it in a bit if you want to see
All
it, but
right,
I don't know. I don't
let's
know how well it's
continue.
going to show up on screen. But anyways, so I've been starting to do that just to like get a sense of like what direction I want my life to go in and what I want to improve on for myself, you know? And one of those things is really like reconnecting with people that I've lost connections with, or like people that I've just like dropped for no reason whatsoever. And I guess that's like a first step I'm taking right now. I'm talking to you on this podcast, right? We haven't talked in like 5 years. What the fuck, right? So like I'm changing my mentality. I'm working on it. Um a lot of things are changing, but I also think like a huge reason why I feel like failure and like rejection is such a huge thing for me that I'm like afraid of is because I've been sheltered all of my fucking life. Like if I think about every like little milestone that I've like hit in my life, like I don't think I've ever failed like that before. Like I'm not trying to brag, but it's like
I know you were in high school. I was in high school with you.
but like I really don't think there's that moment in my life where I like hit I just like went down,
But
you know?
the thing is, you also haven't taken risk.
Exactly. No, that's totally it. That's why I'm like I think I was really sheltered. So like growing up in that kind of environment and just like knowing like what I'm good at, like and just going down that path instead of like taking the rocky path. You know how in life, like the board game life, there's like two roads you got to pick, like the risky one or the safe one. I'm always the type of person to pick the safe route, which has led to my downfall now because I'm just afraid of taking any types of risks. So, yeah, 2021 is my year.
Why don't you take the
It's
dirt route? Why don't you
which
just
is
create your own route?
sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I'm trying new things now because, you know, the safe thing for me to do would be to apply to grad school, right? That
Yeah.
would be safest. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just like, I'm just going to apply to internships, see where that takes me. If those go wrong, I'll start again after this is done and we'll just figure out what else there is, you know? So if you talk to me again in a couple of months, we'll probably be at a different spot.
Wow.
I'll probably have more
The
to say to you.
different mindset. Glow up.
Yeah.
New Maggie. All right.
Like if you had asked me a couple of months back to talk to you on this podcast, I would probably say no.
A
Because I
couple
would
of
have
months ago, there wouldn't be a podcast.
yeah, but like if we're thinking about like a timeline here, like there's been a lot of improvements. I'm
Damn,
trying to just like try
your
things out.
your improvement is drastic.
Right. If you think about me
It's
in
not even
think about
linear.
me
It's not
in
even
high
linear.
school.
You're just fucking. Whoosh.
Think about me in high school. You're asking me to do something for your project. It requires me to do a bulk of the talking
You know what?
and
Yeah,
to
yeah.
just put
Actually,
myself
we were
out
doing
there.
that shit.
Would
We
I say
we
yes
were
to?
doing that shit. We were in the English. What class? Asian lit.
Which what are you talking about?
We did a fucking video project. Remember?
Yeah, we did, but
You
you
didn't want
did
to
most
fucking
of the
talk.
fucking work exactly.
You didn't want to fucking talk.
Exactly. So if you think about it that way, I'm like, look at where we have gone.
Wow, what a change. All
What a
right.
change. I also, okay, I was talking to Lily about this yesterday too. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on Jordash's podcast. She was like, wait, you being social, first of all, and second of all,
What?
willing to talk to people for that long? I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude, I'm a
sure, I
changed
guess.
woman, dude. In a few more fucking months, you see this? You see what
I'm
this?
invincible.
In a few months, you're gonna be crowned.
Yeah,
All right.
queen shit.
Oh, take it easy, princess. Take one step at a time. All right. Take
Sure.
one step at a time. All right. I ain't trying to be no king. I'm trying to be Hokage.
You are a king.
I'm a Hokage.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Naruto. I'm Naruto.
Okay, I'm also not sure what that means, but I believe in you.
Oh, disgusting. All right. Uh, shit, I forgot. I was gonna say some shit. Ah, fuck, 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 fuck. What the fuck did I have in mind? Your regrets that you
Yeah.
had. What I want to ask you, like, what is one of your like most regretted things? Um, but what is something that you regret over the past few years that you should said, I should have done that to to make my life better or like to improve myself as a person. Like
Hmm.
what sticks out?
Yeah. Um, the most recent,
Oh,
not most recent, I guess, the most memorable regret that I had, it came from like before college started. Does that make sense? Yes.
yeah, high school.
Senior year of high school. Okay. But okay, here's the thing though. It's like it could be categorized as a regret, but at the same time in high school, I didn't know what I was doing. So like if you're looking down the line, if you're looking back now, it feels like a regret now, but back then, I don't know if it could be categorized as a regret
Well,
because it's like,
do you have a choice of what you did? Was there like a path that you could do this or do something else?
yeah, there was a choice definitely.
Then
Um
I think you could categorize as a because like if you could pick a different option at that current situation, I think it could always kind of as like a regret.
yeah,
That's just from my point of view. Maybe for you it's different.
yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, let me just explain.
Continue.
So just like so in high school, you know, just senior year, didn't want to do anything, just wanted to get out of there, you know, like where whichever school would take me, I'd just be like, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. I applied to everything undecided. Yeah, because at that point in time, it was just a bad like moment of my life, you know. It that it was just probably one of the most like terrible years in the most recent like 10 years of my life. Um
Bitch, you only 22.
yeah, and the bulk of like the worst years of my life probably happened the last couple of years of middle school through high school. Like that was the time range there. But anyways, okay. So what I should have done back then was probably like figure out my interests or my like needs earlier, I guess. Because like if I like 1 or 2 years into college, I already realized like, oh, yeah, undecided. Being undecided is a myth. Like people tell you you can do that and that you have enough time to decide
It's a
like
fucking
what you
bait.
want to do. It is a bait, right? You agree? And they're always like, "Oh yeah, you have time to decide. You don't have to pick right now." But if you really think about it, yeah, you did have to pick. You should have known like when you were in fucking high school when you were applying to schools because it does fucking matter, right? Like it matters what your interests are. So you can first of all write your essays based on that. And then like second of all, it just like helps you decide like what schools have what programs. Right. So like instead of just coming in here blind like I did and then trying to I went through maybe like the major page for the school like 3 or 4 times like throughout freshman, sophomore, and junior year just to fucking like decide what major I wanted to do. And it was just not a fun time. And then like by the time I realized I was like, "Oh, maybe I should have just went into fucking like music management or maybe I should have like done shit just like went to a school that was known for like business or marketing or stuff like that because like pretty soon after freshman year I was already like thinking about um applying to schools like to transfer to for those programs. And then that's like just something that I keep thinking about like if I had known about this senior year of high school, how easy would my life be now?
Hmm.
But it's also like if I did apply senior year to those programs, like freshman and sophomore year, going into that school, would I like still like it? You know, that's also a question that I have in my mind because like you never really know like how your mindset would change if you like get something that you want immediately off the bat and then just like from there on would you change your mind again? That's also like a question that I can't really answer for myself.
Interesting. So, do you regret having the majors that you are majoring in right now?
No, I just regret being indecisive.
Ah,
I guess that's like a good way to put it. Like I didn't want to make a choice, didn't want to make a decision. Like that's what I regret. Like I should have made a choice. I should have decided there and then like what
what
I wanted to
major?
do
Hmm.
instead of coming like in blind. Like even like just picking like any random not really random, but any little thing that I maybe had like a small interest in, like even if I don't like it after joining, I could like decide that like afterwards. But having something to go into and trying it out, first of all, I feel like that would have been a better choice than just going in blind. Like that's
Just
the one
like
thing
our
that I
boy
regret.
Alan Shui.
Yeah, he like changed his major like 2 or 3 times, right?
Yep.
And he's
And
look at
he
him.
still doesn't like it.
He
He
still
still
doesn't want
doesn't
it.
like it.
Yeah, he's still deciding on like what to do for masters and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well,
maybe
he
I'll
knows
change for masters.
he know what he's doing for masters.
I don't know if he's doing it though. But
He
anyways,
I
this is
think he
not
is.
about him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck your roommate, dude. Fuck your roommate. Is he still here?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh,
I
all
don't know
right.
where he's been all day, but I think he's in this building. I hope so.
I hope so. I hope he's not getting the roans.
Yep.
Wow, amazing, Shaman. Talking about your little regret, your little indecisiveness.
My
You did.
indecisiveness really caused me all my downfall.
Whoa! It caused you to learn.
It did. Yeah.
Right.
See, we're talking about failures, right? That was a failure.
That
We learned from
was.
it. We changed our mindset because of it.
Have you become a more decisive person since? Have you always
Um,
just like when you think about something like, damn, I can't decide between this or this, but you can't say I can't go undecided. I can't have what happened back then happen right now.
I mean, I think we're still working on it. We're getting there. But I think because I've like tried to be so independent the past couple of years, I've had to make my own decisions more often. And yeah, I think I'm not like perfect with it. I still have those moments where it's like, oh, I can't decide what to eat. I need someone else to decide for me. Sometimes that happens, but
Oh, that doesn't count. Okay, that does count.
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know, man.
kind of does. It's like the little things that like add up, you know? But
Oh,
other than that, yeah,
other
I
than
think
that,
I've tried
Maggie's
to be
becoming
better
a
person.
better self, not better person, a better Maggie. What the fuck do you go by now? Maggie,
Mhm.
Shavana, Shaman.
Maggie.
Okay, Shaman. Cool.
Okay, call me what you want.
Uh, call you. But all right, I think that's all for this one. We talked about the what was it? The continuation of last podcast,
Mhm.
the regrets and stuff and failures. So again, I would like to thank Maggie for this podcast, for being a part of this. Um, again, I will link her shit down below. I'll link my shit down below. Any lasting remarks?
Um, little advice for everyone out there: just do what you have in mind. Don't let anything stop you.
What you heard it here first. Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't let whoever the fuck stop you. All
Yep,
right.
something we all need to live by.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Boba Break. And we are
Uh,
out. All right, see you next time. Bye.
Boba break. Boba break.
1, 2.
Boba break. Boba break.
DoorDash.
Boba break. Boba break.
Atlas.
Boba break. Boba break.
DoorDash.